down, twisting inside the 35. Pull Daniel Falalele, the right guard. He helps kind of clear out a hole. He's as big as any guard that's ever played, in my opinion, but opens up that lane then for Derrick Henry. And anything can happen once he gets out there on the edge like that. Elijah Molden missed the tackle. Hurts looking left, it's covered. Now making it up. On the run, he fires sideline. See if they're in bounds with Barkley. Yes. Their adjustments will wait. It's the Eagles beginning at their own 30 with Saquon Barkley as the running back. Big opening. Barkley let loose. Saquon will take it the distance. Touchdown.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just Simply Sports here with me. I am Kaja, and if you're new here, I welcome you. Please like and subscribe. If you're not new, you've been here. As I always say, and I genuinely mean, I appreciate your support. You have no idea how much it means to me. I try to read every one of your comments, and I appreciate them, good, bad, or indifferent. There's no judgment here. We can just agree, disagree. And we might disagree on this next subject because we have the battle of the running backs. I'm so excited for this epic matchup, you guys. I have been waiting for it. Philadelphia Eagles at Baltimore versus the Ravens. Which quarterback, running back duo do you trust more? Oh, guys, this is a hard one for me because Lamar Jackson is one of my favorite quarterbacks. It's him and it's Josh Allen for me. Those are my two faves. I always say that. But if I have to choose, I'm going to have to go Saquon and Jalen Hurts. And it's not because Lamar isn't all that and then some, because he is, and so is King Henry. I think what gives Jalen Hurts and Saquon the edge, to me, is Saquon's versatility. I feel like he has just a little more of an edge with his speed and his strength, his ability to backflip over people into the end zone. Like, it's just something about him to me, and I think it's his speed, like I said, and that gives him more of an edge over Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, to me, is stronger. He's fast, but I don't think he's as versatile with what he can do. At least I haven't seen it in this Baltimore Ravens offense. Maybe if he went someplace else, you would see a different side of him, right? But that's no shade to him at all, you guys. Do not get me wrong. Please, by any stretch of the imagination, I know how awesome and dynamic Derrick Henry is. King Henry, excuse me. So this is no slight to him at all. I have to choose which ones. I'm talking to you guys. I'm asking you to choose, so I have to choose myself. I'm going to go with Jalen and Saquon because I feel like he's a little bit more versatile, and I love his speed. He can run those routes. He finds his way in and out. Like I said, Derrick Henry is extremely strong. Like, you have to have the whole team trying to stop this man. He is bombarding through people, as we saw in the clip. He's he's like a grown man playing with boys, the way it looks sometimes. These are all grown men in this NFL league. And he looks like he's just a man, like knocking over boys, like holding them off, just dragging, trying to stop him. It's absolutely incredible to watch and funny, entertaining all at the same time. But that's why I'm going to choose these two. I'm going to play a little bit of what they had to say, and then we'll get back into it.
This weekend, I actually trust the duo of Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts more. It's because I don't trust the defense of the Baltimore Ravens. When you think about what A.J. Brown has the ability to do when matched up against Wiggins, when matched up against Stevens on the outside, if you're Zach Orr, the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens, you're going to have to deploy help there. You're going to have to try to figure out a way to stop him. And what does that open up for the Philadelphia Eagles? Opportunities for Saquon Barkley. Also, Roquan Smith is coming off of an injury. Now you have backups playing. Now you have Simpson, who's going to have to cover Saquon Barkley out of the backfield, who is a better pass catcher than Derrick Henry, who also doesn't split reps in passing situations the way that Derrick Henry does with Justice Hill. And also, I just think that when you think about this game and the way that these two teams are playing offensively, I have more faith in what Kellen Moore has done with the Philadelphia Eagles duo of Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts over what Todd Monken has done in the big moments with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Those are some very, very valid points that RC made. What Kellen Moore has done with this offense. This offense is so explosive. It's not even, and the defense is playing terrific as well. You know, they started off kind of slow, but they have definitely come along. They should be out. I think they're our top 3 defense right now in the NFL. But this offense is so explosive. Jalen can run it. They got the tush push. You got AJ Brown. You got Smitty over there. They have so many ways, so many places to go, and then on top of that, you got Saquon. You know, there's only but so many people that you can game plan for, right? Because you're gonna have to put people on this side. Watch AJ Brown. Oh, don't forget Smitty over there. Oh, don't forget Jalen. Oh, and then you got Saquon. They have so many different ways they can go. You never know who is going to run in for that touchdown, who's going to make the catch. So I feel like as long as Jalen Hurts takes care of the ball, there are no turnovers. I feel like the explosiveness of this offense should carry them to a victory. The defense for the Ravens is problematic. There have been times, and we've seen in previous games, where Lamar has had to, like when they played the Bengals, for example. Every time Lamar made a play and they got a field goal or a touchdown, then here come the Bengals. You know, I mean, it was just pretty much Big Burr. That's what I call him. Joe Burrow. That's what I say about him. I have nicknames for everybody, you guys. So when I say Joe Burrow, I think he's so swaggy. I like Joe Burrow. I always say Big Burr when I see him. But when that game, when they played the Ravens, it was a 2-man show. And it was both times. And it was a close game both times. The defense is what stopped, the Bengals from winning that game, if you ask me, because Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase played their asses off. The Ravens defense had no answer for those 2 players, just 2. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. It wasn't like it was a whole bunch of other people involved with that offense. They pretty much, and it was a high scoring game. Lamar Jackson being so great is what carried them over to victory. But the defense cannot afford to do that with the Eagles because they have too many weapons. It will be a blowout if they're not able to slow down the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I don't expect it to be a blowout of a game because I do believe that both teams are not too far off in terms of how strong they are. They both have good coaching, great quarterbacks. They're both great on the offensive side. I feel like it's going to come down to coaching. Sometimes Nick Sirianni makes some boneheaded choices, and you're like, why are you going for 2? Why do you keep going for 2? You're missing. So situational football, using the time management, using the clock wisely. Those things to me when it comes to coaching are going to make a difference. I feel like both defensive coordinators are going to make sure that they try to game plan to stop and slow down these 2 prolific running backs, Saquon and Derrick Henry. And when that happens, you're going to have the others step up. Zay Flowers could not be dropping balls, in the end zone. It just cannot happen. I feel like because the defense is not as good as the Philadelphia Eagles defense, Lamar is going to have to play mistake-free football as much as possible. No one's perfect, but he's going to have to play that as much as possible to counteract or just to keep in back of his mind, knowing his defense, is not as good as it's been previous seasons, that he's going to have to take care of the ball a lot better. I'll play a little bit more, guys.
Those are the times we watch him go away from using the legs of both of these players who have had historic runs at their position. And on the other side of that is this. The defense of the Philadelphia Eagles is really dang good.
The Ravens are not as good as they have shown themselves to be in recent years, but this is what the Ravens do very well. They stop the run.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about what this game is going to come down to, it's going to come down to ball control. It's going to come down to turnovers. It's going to come down to, really who can really take advantage of full throttle type of explosiveness coming from both teams. You have an explosive, dynamic player in Jalen Hurts. You have a definite explosive player, with Lamar Jackson. I think it comes down to the versatility of Saquon, the historic year that he's having, and I think everybody's rooting for a non-quarterback to win the MVP. So I'm going to go with that type of duo, but I still have the Ravens winning though.
Ooh, I say Josh Allen for MVP just because I feel like Josh Allen has to do more with a lot less. And coming into the season, no one expected the Bills to be 9-2. They did not, because everyone was like, well, they don't have Stephon, they don't have Gabe, Matt Milano's still hurt, Von Miller's not playing the way he used to. You know, they have a rookie, Keon Coleman. They let Xavier Worthy go to the Chiefs, and they took him. And look at what they're doing. They're the only team to beat the Chiefs. I know it's a regular season, but no one else has been able to except for Josh Allen. So because he has to do more with a lot less to me, and the record is the record, that has to count for me. That has to count for me. But if Saquon was to win, I wouldn't be mad at it at all. He more than deserves to be in that conversation. Arguably, is top two for me right now, MVP. It's Josh Allen, because it's usually a quarterback award. We know how that goes. Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Lamar Jackson. Those are my top three for right now, you guys. But just back to what Cam was saying and RC, they all made some valid points. I do agree what's going to come down to, like I said, for me, coaching, situational football, making smart plays, taking care of the ball, no turnovers. The defense doing what they need to do. If they need to step it up, special teams, forcing, interceptions, turnovers, whatever needs to be done. I expect it to be a really, really great game. I don't expect it to be a high scoring game. I don't expect that both of these running backs, as awesome as they are, because of them playing against each other, I don't expect either one of them to have a 200 plus, rushing yard, game, just because, like I said, the teams are so stacked on both sides. But that Ravens defense, Lamar is going to have an MVP caliber game. He's absolutely going to have to show why he is the reigning MVP. I think not because he's incapable, but because of the defense. That defense is problematic, and sometimes in big moments, like RC said, the choices that Todd has made is like, go back to last year. I still believe firmly in my heart that Lamar Jackson and the Ravens would have beat the Chiefs if they had just stuck to their game plan. Why would you abandon what his strengths are, which is abandon the run? He's a lot better this season with throwing the ball, but last season where he couldn't get into a throwing match with Patrick Mahomes. That was not where he was last season. It's so great to see him evolve because he's gotten so much better with using that arm and throwing that ball, combined with what he can do with his legs. He's such a game changer. I love Lamar Jackson, and I'm so rooting for him to get to the Super Bowl and win. Or Josh Allen. But sometimes, like I said, coaching, those decisions, why would you do that? Why would you do that? When you see it's not working, go back to what got you in the first place. So I don't know. But on the flip side of it, Nick Sirianni sometimes, with the 2-point conversions, you didn't miss it, you didn't make it, you're doing it again. It's like, come on, Nick, what are we doing? Make some some smart choices. I think it's going to come down to like the final play. I think we're like the final 2 minutes, final 3 minutes is going to be like one of those, this can go either way kind of games, So we'll have to see what happens. But I'm so excited for this matchup. I'm going to be posted on my page here, on my YouTube page here, as the game is in real time. And I hope you guys are watching with me, because we're going to have to talk about this game. But what are your predictions? Which quarterback duo do you trust more? Are you team Saquon and Jalen? Or are you team King Henry and Lamar Action Jackson? And which team do you expect to walk away with the W? Let me know, of course. I will see you in the next video.